All right, welcome back. The anime streaming wars in Japan are hotter than ever. With so many amazing shows out there, you gotta wonder who really came out on top at the end of March. Well, we've dug into all the numbers from the big streaming services to find out for you. Let's dive in. So, out of this sea of incredible anime, was there one single show that just completely dominated the charts and the conversation? One king to rule them all? Well, the answer: it's a little more complicated and honestly a lot more interesting than that. So here's how we're going to break it all down. We'll kick things off with this week's rankings and the two titans at the top. Then we'll get into the different viewer vibes on each platform. After that, we'll look at the big trends, and finally, we'll do a little speculating on what might be the next huge hit. Okay, first up, the main event. When you look at the data for this week, it's not like there are a dozen shows fighting for the top spot. Nope. It's a battlefield with two absolute giants standing tall over everyone else. And really, the numbers could not be clearer. This wasn't some photo finish with a bunch of contenders. It was a definitive two-horse race. Just two titles were consistently, and I mean overwhelmingly, the most watched shows in Japan. And here they are, the two champions. On one side, you have the non-stop action powerhouse, Jujutsu Kaisen, and on the other, the incredibly moving fantasy epic, Frieren Beyond Journey's End. Seriously, these two were just in a league of their own. And this chart right here just says it all. I mean, look at this. On Abema, Anime Times, and the Anime Store, both shows are sitting comfortably in the top 5. That kind of appeal across so many different platforms, it's super rare, and it proves they're connecting with a huge, diverse audience. But this is where the story gets really fascinating, because while those two titans were strong everywhere, each streaming platform has its own unique flavor. The top charts for each service actually tell us a completely different story about what kind of anime fan is tuning in. Let's see how this all breaks down. First up, we've got TVer. Now, you can think of TVer as the digital version of the family living room TV. It's where you go to catch up on what's on broadcast television, so it's where shows that everyone can enjoy together really shine. And the rankings totally prove it. What's so interesting here is that you see these evergreen national anime. You've got Detective Conan, Crayon Shin-chan, Doraemon. I mean, these are absolute household names. It just shows that TVer's audience is basically watching what's popular on regular TV. And yet, our two titans, Jujutsu Kaisen and Frieren, are so powerful they managed to break right into that classic lineup. Pretty amazing. Okay, now let's completely switch gears and look at DNME Store. If TVer is the family room, then DNME Store is the hardcore fans' playground. This is the service for people who are deep in the scene, following the latest seasonal shows and specific genres. And yeah, its top chart reflects that perfectly. Frieren is crushing it at number 1, sure, but look at the rest of this list. You've got popular light novel adaptations like A Cute Girl Was in the Hero's Party and Classroom of the Elite, plus other recent smash hits like Dr. Stone and Oshinoko. This is basically the definitive list of what's hot with the most engaged anime fans right now. Next up is Abema, and this platform is just a monster. It's a fierce battleground where the biggest of the big go head-to-head. This chart is basically the pulse of mainstream anime culture at this very moment. And man, what a fight it is. Jujutsu Kaisen just squeaks past Frieren for that number 1 spot. But look who's right on their heels. Other major players like Classroom of the Elite and Oshinoko. This chart shows a super tight, super competitive race among the shows everyone is talking about. And of course, we can't forget Bandai Channel. This is a legendary service, you know? It's a total haven for fans of classic anime and, of course, the mecha genre. It has a really dedicated audience that knows exactly what it likes. But here's the thing that's truly amazing. Even here, on a specialized platform famous for franchises like Gundam, the number 1 show was still Frieren. That just proves how incredibly wide its appeal is. It's crossing all these boundaries, capturing the hearts of longtime fans and brand new viewers. It just resonates. So the fact that a show like Frieren can dominate everywhere, from the family-friendly TVer to the specialist Bandai Channel, that tells a much bigger story, right? So let's connect all these dots and figure out the key trends that are shaping what we're all watching. Okay, so it really boils down to 3 huge points. First, sequels absolutely reign supreme. The biggest hits are almost always continuations. And in a super crowded market, a sequel is like a promise of quality. You know you're getting back into a world you already love.
Second, fantasy and isekai, stories where someone gets transported to another world, are just an unstoppable force. They offer this incredible escapism. And finally, your platform is your profile. These services aren't just libraries, they're creating their own distinct communities that shape what you watch. So, all of these trends really set the stage for our final question. See, the week we just looked at, it was like the calm before the storm. The spring 2026 anime season is just getting started, and it's bringing a flood of brand new shows and some huge, highly anticipated sequels. And that leaves us with one last really exciting question. Is this new season going to reinforce what we've just seen, with established sequels dominating again? Or could a brand new, totally original challenger emerge from the pack to break the reign of Jujutsu Kaisen and Frarian? The war for our attention is about to kick into a new gear, and honestly, I cannot wait to see what happens next.